Because I stopped breathing.
I understand.
Welcome to These Words Are Rooted, where we talk about life, but God's response to it. We know what culture says, but an even greater question that we should ask ourselves is, what does God say? My name is Ariana, and thank you so much for joining me this morning, this evening, this afternoon, whatever time of day it is that you are joining. I'm just thankful that you're here. And as you can see, today I am not alone. I am joined by my sweet friend, Alicia, and we are going to discuss self-esteem and really just loving who God has designed us to be. So if that sounds like something that you are interested in, keep watching. So before we dive into our topic for today, I want to give the beautiful Alicia a chance to really introduce herself and tell you who she is. So Alicia, tell the people who you are.
My name is Alicia, and I am a CEO of Dream to Reality Nail Care, where we sell essential nail care products and yoga products for men and women in need of product.
Yes. Yes.
And also I am a wife and a mother of two beautiful children, and I'm happy to be here today with Ariana to tell my story and hope it inspires other women to build their self-esteem.
Yes. And by the way, Alicia is amazing, with nails, and you can tell that it's something that she is super passionate about. I've gotten my nails done from her a few times. And so speaking of your business, you have something you want to show the people.
Well, I have the DTR gel polish remover. So if you what do you get done with your nails? Do you get gel polish or SNS or acrylic?
I've had gel before, but I think typically I just do whatever the traditional nail polish is. But yes, gel I have, and it's hard to take off.
It is. Mm-hmm. Well, I have the solution for you. So all you do is place this on your nails. It's just like nail polish, really. Nothing crazy. And then you put a thin layer of this on your nails, and it'll break down the gel polish so you're not picking your nails or damaging your natural nail bed. So this would just take it off in a matter of 5 minutes. And then boom, it's off. And then you're actually saving your nails and you're not damaging your nails, which will help them grow longer and have them look beautiful.
Yes. No, I think that's like a game changer, because if any of you have ever had gel polish, you know that it is very difficult to take that off. So,
or SNS or acrylic.
What's SNS?
SNS is that dipping powder where you'll dip it in. So this will break this down too. Yep. Yes. And also it will be available on Amazon. So if you would like, you can just go on your Amazon app and look up DTR Nail Care, and you will find our gel polish remover.
Yes. And what's your website too?
Okay. The website is www.dtrnailcare.com. And you can also find us on Instagram at DTR_nailcare.
Yes. And one thing that I love about you, Alicia, is your love for your family. You always speak so well of your husband and your children. It's beautiful to see. So
thank you.
What do you love most about being a mom, would you say?
I just love their personalities. Every day is just a new layer to them. They're so sweet and they're so smart, and they're very smart, and they will let it be known. You cannot pull anything past them, even at 5 and 3 years old. And that's what I love about it. I just love seeing them just grow into who they are.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Babies.
Yes, and her kids are so cute. They're so cute and so sweet. What are your nicknames for them?
Oh, well, for my son, he's Man.
Yes.
He used to be Jelly. When he was in my belly, he was Jelly Bean. And then Alicia, she is Lele. or Princess Lay.
Yes. No, that's so sweet. No, her kids are really cute. And one thing about Alicia too, she loves her man. Okay, she loves her husband.
Hey, chocolate.
Yes, she loves that man. And so, what do you love most about being like just married? And that's one thing. She recently got married, and her wedding was beautiful. So, like, what do you love most about being married?
Honestly, it doesn't feel like we're married. It just seems like we took another hurdle together. But I love it. I love him, and he's just my best friend. Like I can go to him and talk to him about anything, and it's just loving him for who he is. And that's just my guy.
Yes. I love that. Like Alicia is so sweet, such a sweetheart. And so I'm happy that she's here with me today to share her story, be open and vulnerable. So hopefully you all can relate to this topic. So really, has there ever been a time where you had like a negative perception of yourself? And if so, like what led to this perception?
Okay, so yes, I have had a negative reflection of myself. And it kind of started back when I was like in elementary school. I was 6 years old. And my mom, at the time, I went to Mount Airy Elementary and we had to wear a uniform. And my mom is real particular on what I wear and how I carry myself. So we were supposed to wear uniforms, but nobody in the school wore uniforms. So, except for me. So every day I would wear the uniform. Every day my mom would make sure my hair was done and make sure I looked good and presentable to go to school, because in my household, what I grew up learning was how you carry yourself is how you represent the whole family. So one day I went to school, just a normal day, and I went to the bathroom and I got met with 5 girls and they jumped me. And from that day, I kind of lost all of self-esteem of myself. I didn't see myself as pretty. I didn't think my voice was pretty. I just felt like I just needed to become invisible.
Wow.
So from that day on, I always had difficulty looking in the mirror and seeing myself as beautiful. Even though I hear it from people a lot, I just to hear it and not believe it is different. So yeah. I think a lot of us can relate to being bullied and kind of taking on the perception of someone else and how they like perceive us. And so I guess in that moment, like when you experienced that, did you ever tell like your mom or anyone about how that made you feel, like to get like jumped and talking about in such a way? I did tell my mom, and then of course my mom being who she is, she always told me I was pretty, always told me I was smart, made sure I sat in the front of the classroom so I can absorb everything that the teacher is saying. She always built my confidence. So I did have that support system when I did tell her. It's just a matter of me believing it. And to the point where I wouldn't do my hair. I wouldn't get dressed up. I wouldn't take care of myself because I just didn't see the point of it. And I just felt like I should be invisible. Maybe I won't get attached. Maybe my voice won't annoy, like make people aggravated. I felt like I was aggravating people just by speaking. So that's why till adulthood, I'm still kind of quiet and reserved, and it took a lot for me to just get to where I am now. And that's all because of God. And I had after I had my daughter, my second child, I fell into like deep depression. And it's like that little Alicia in me was still fighting bullies, fighting that pain inside that, wow, you're not pretty, you're not smart, you're not sexy, your voice is horrible, like you just sound like a broken mouse. And Yeah. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I think it's amazing how we like perceive ourselves, because like when I hear your voice, like I would have never even thought that you feel a type of way about that. And I've always felt like Alicia is so beautiful.
Oh, thank
So
you.
it's interesting how we perceive ourselves. And then even to, well, okay, so I do have a question. So I guess prior to you experiencing that like bullying, did you have a more positive perception of yourself? Like did your perception of yourself change when someone spoke negatively against you, or like what did you feel before that happened?
Oh, before that happened, I thought that was the business. You know, I make sure my lips like lip gloss was popping. You know, I really thought I was the it girl. I really felt good about myself every day. I look forward to going to school and talking to my friends, and I actually was talking to everybody. I wasn't just sitting in the corner. It was very social. I had the love. I still have the love for art, so I would draw pictures. Like if you were to give me a picture of yourself, I can draw that through sketch and through Chaco. And yeah, I was very like social, involved with the world.
Wow.
Prior to that, yeah. So.
Yeah. No, I think that says a lot. I think that speaks volumes, how over time we can begin to kind of pick up how other people perceive us, and we allow that to be greater than how we perceive ourselves, and then even ultimately how God perceives us too. So no, but I can definitely relate to your story, Alicia, because when I was younger, I was bullied a lot as well, and people talked about my voice too, like my looks, everything, to the point where I felt the exact same as you. Like, okay, I'm just going to be quiet because I'm not going to give anyone a reason to say anything about me. I'll just become this mute, and then like I'm not giving anyone anything. And what's interesting is that even in doing that, people still have things to say, like no matter what. But I think that the beauty in this is that I think a key part to who you are, like you spoke about how you're very like reserved, like you're quiet, like you're observant, and there's so much beauty in that. So I guess like with you being more observant now, just given what you've been through, how have you seen that has like benefited you in your life? Like, do you see like the positive side to you being more observant?
Yes. So I like being in the background. It doesn't. I don't like being front row. Just being in the back and just seeing everything lets me think clearly, and before I respond to anything, or I have time to just really think like, hey, you know what, I'll get back to you in a couple of days.
Yeah.
Because I know my attitude, like I will pop off real quick. So it's like, okay, let me analyze the situation better. Let me see who are really my friends. Instead of surrounding myself with people that are using me, because of the simple fact that I want to be invisible. And because of that, hey, I can capitalize on her. So just being in the back allows me to really see who's really for me.
Yeah.
You let me really see what I want for my life, and just helps me to put everything in line to what I can do for myself. But you can't do anything without God. So I can have a future in my head, and just being in the back will just kind of lets me daydream. I'm a daydreamer, and that's pretty much why the business is called Dream to Reality.
Oh, look at that. No.
So, yes,
no. That's beautiful. And I like that you said that, because it's like, even though like what you faced really impacted you like tremendously, I think that it's beautiful that on the other side of it, it's helped you even navigate life like the way that you do, especially since you're able to be more maybe discerning about who you allow in your space. You're able to take time, like you said, like to reflect. So I just think it's a beautiful thing that there's still something great that came out of a situation that was really like traumatic for you in a way. So I guess how has that experience impacted how you treat like other people, would you say?
Um, Honestly, it took like when COVID hit, it took me then to start healing, um, because I'm still I was that little girl. I can say now that I'm not that little girl anymore that's scared to talk to people, that's scared to be open to people. Um, Now I give people a chance. I let people show me who they are, and give them opportunity. And then when that something comes up, that's like, okay, let me sit back again. Let me review the situation and let them take lead. So I just become open now. I just let people show me who they are, and then see if they'll keep it up.
Yeah. Now, so how would you say that God has helped kind of reshape your perception of yourself, and how has your relationship with God helped you to embrace more of who He has designed you to be?
That's a good question. Well, God, I started picking up the Bible more. Like I mentioned before, after I had my daughter, I went into deep depression, point of suicide, honestly. So that made me run to the Bible, made me run to God, because I felt ashamed. I had 2 kids and I'm not married. So I kind of hid myself from God. But once COVID hit, and I just picked up the Bible and I just kept reading and reading, and one scripture that hits me, and I always say it to myself, is like, surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I dwell in the house of the Lord. So with that, it's like, if goodness and mercy is supposed to follow me all of my life, then I should never see myself as small. Because my dad is a big God, and I should stop seeing myself as small and stop trying to be invisible, and realize that my voice is music to a lot of people's ears, and now it needs to be music to my ears too. It's just knowing that God sees me as beautiful, and He loves my personality, and it's written. God's thoughts of us is like more than a grain of sand. Like, I finally went to the beach last year. I went to Miami to promote Dream to Reality, and I got on the beach and I touched the sand, and I saw the ocean, and it just made me connect with God even more. And it's just, God is amazing. He really did save me again.
Yes. No, I think that is beautiful, because like you said, the way that God, first of all, really the way that God thinks and perceives things are so much greater than the way that we could ever perceive of anything. And God like absolutely makes no mistakes in how He designs us to be. And so you're right, like God thinks like the world of you. And so I'm happy that you were able to find that, and to truly know that as well. So
to piggy off of that, it's just knowing that. Like, I had to change my mindset from thinking to knowing. So I had to know that God really does see me as something precious. And just knowing that and believing that, and not going back and forth like, I think, no, it's just, you have to know. And then knowing, it just makes me like look back like, wow, I couldn't believe I was that low to where I wanted to leave. And now I know that there's a purpose for my life.
No, there truly is. And thank you too for being like so open and sharing that as well. And I guess too, how has this impacted like how you like mother your children, would you say?
Well, my babies, they just so happy. But I do let them know that the world isn't always happy. There's not always nice people. So you have to kind of always have your heart open, but also protected. So just know that you're okay. God has you covered. So that protection is God. So you can have an open heart and be yourself and be loving and kind. But when you feel like it's getting pushed, just know that you can go to God and ask, like, hey, what's going on? So I'm teaching them how to pray. But my son is 5 and my daughter is 3. So teaching them how to pray now. So that way, if they want to be bubbly people, you can be. You can. You shouldn't be afraid of that because you know God has your back. So that's how I'm mothering them and getting my cubs ready for the world.
Yes. And I guess now, like, what would you say like you love most about yourself?
I'm open to just being me. I'm not perfect in any way. I don't talk preppy. I don't talk hood. I just talk like Alicia. And I just love me. I'm very complex. You can't put me in a box and expect me to just be that way. So yeah, I think I'm pretty cool. I think I'm all right. I think I'm the business. I'm the bag of chips and soda, you know. So Alicia, if there's anything that any like words of advice that you could give to anyone who is struggling with self-esteem and like a negative perception of yourself, like what advice would you give to the people? To the people.
Yes.
I would tell them to understand that there's different layers to us. We're like onions, to get it from Shrek. It's just different layers to us, and you have to love every aspect of yourself, and do not let the world and what you see on Instagram and Facebook put you in a box, because essentially that's what it is. They're trying to like put us in a box, and we're not that. We're individuals. We're just creations of God, and you have to love that. And once you love God and are desperate for God, there is nothing but sunshine and happiness after that. It's just really like just love everything about yourself, everything about it, everything. And even if you have to keep talking to yourself in the mirror over and over again, or if you have to record yourself or talk to yourself, you're not being weird. You're just trying to understand who you are. So
I love that. So you brought a picture today.
I did.
Yes.
I really am a daydreamer, and I love Instagram, and I love watching like fashion shows and things like that. So I just kind of envision myself and my husband and my babies are tagged along with me. And on the paper it says, keep following God, Lee, and Lee's my nickname. And also it just tells me that I'm already living my dream. So when I feel like I'm a failure or I'm not keeping up with what I see online, it just helps me realize like, hey, you're already living your dream. So there's no need to feel like you're lacking in anything. As long as I got God, I got everything.
Yes.
So, you know what we are? We're butterflies.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
We are. We are I like that.
We are butterflies. I love butterflies. Like everything. But that's what we are, you know? It's just, we have to go in our little cocoon, and when the time, when God says time, it's just our beauty just shines. And you're beautiful. You're smart. You're kind. You're all that.
Oh, thank you. Yes. See, I gotta start believing that.
You are. You really are.
Thank you.
You really are.
Thank you. Same to you.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes. No. Well, thank you all so much for joining us, and I hope that this conversation proved to be beneficial to you. And I also just want to thank Alicia for being so open and vulnerable in sharing her story. Like, trust me, it's not always an easy thing to do, but I'm so grateful for her just being so honest with us. But that's all we have, but I hope to see you the next time.